Greatest Cards of All Time podcast number 30. 30. Talking about 6 foot, 170 pound Don Fred Mueller, a redback 1952 Topps card.
Another Topps, another 52 Topps. Probably one of your favorite sets, I would think.
It's one of my favorite sets, yeah. And this one's tuxedoed in a nice SGC slab. A 2.5 to be exact. So
yeah, I'm questioning
specimen.
Now that I'm looking at it. I think the 2.5 is very generous, to be honest.
Hey, take it.
I'll take it, but
Take it.
way off centered.
A good plus.
Rounded corners are very bad. I mean, just
a good plus 2.5. Or is it 2.5 good plus?
whatever. I'll take it. It's a 2.5 redback, number 52.
Great picture of the stands is what catches my eye, framing the background of this card very nicely. And you get that graded look again, like we were talking about in the previous podcast, actually. Kind of has a filtered look to it or something. Right. Like some nice camera work, but still a deep, rich color, and it brings you right into that game that picture's from.
Right. Well, the redbacks supposedly did have better picture quality, so...
I can notice it here.
Yeah.
I think I'm noticing it here.
So Don played for 12 years, from 1948 to 1959. A majority of that time was with the Giants, which is where he's in this picture. The last 2 years he played with the White Sox. So 1958 to 1959 he played with the White Sox. In 58 he played 70 games, but in 59 he only played 4 games. So really not much time with the White Sox. A vast majority of his time with the Giants.
With the Giants, okay.
And he was a 2-time All-Star. Both of those with the Giants, 1954 and 1957. They won the World Series in 1954, so he had a lot to do with it in that year. 1954, his first year as an All-Star. That was one of the 3 consecutive years that he batted over 300. So 53 through 55, he hit over 300. In 1954, he ended up having the most hits in the National League at 212. He also finished second in the batting race to his teammate, Willie Mays. So in 54, he ended up hitting 342. So he hits 342, second in the league. He hits 212 hits, number 1 in the league. And he's just, one of the best players in 1954. I believe he may have gotten some MVP votes in that year, too. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. He was actually in the field at the time of the catch. So in Game 1 of the 54 World Series, he was playing in the outfield, in right field, when Willie Mays made the catch.
Cool.
In
Polo
left
grounds.
field. Yeah, so that's kind of a cool thing. And actually, he was involved in the hit heard around the world. We talked about that a little bit. The shot heard around the world.
Shot heard around the world, yeah.
Which was in 1951, I believe in the pennant race in 1951, right? Bobby Thompson hit a home run.
Bobby Thompson.
Right, Bobby Thompson.
Now I know that name just because we looked into that.
That's the only reason we know it. And Don Mueller, I don't know if he was up immediately before him. I think he might have been up immediately before him and was on base.
He was
when
there.
He hit the 3-run home run.
He lived it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to think about, isn't it?
Right, it is. So, he was a 2-time All-Star. He had a couple of years where he was very good, arguably one of the best in baseball, but it didn't, he didn't sustain that. And ultimately, when you look at his career stats, they're not anywhere close to a Hall of Famer. His WAR is 4.1. At-bats, he had 4,364 at-bats, 1,292 hits, 65 home runs, and a batting average of 296. So, the batting average is very good. So, he was a pretty consistent hitter. just probably not long enough. They say 12 years he played in Major League Baseball. I want to say his first couple years, or at least his last couple of years, he didn't play much.
Just not strong enough for the time that he did play.
Yeah, I mean, 12 years. The last year in 59 he played 4 games, and in 58 he played 70 games. So you could say he probably played more like 10 years or so. But
I want to take a look at the picture again real quick, too. Love the photograph that was selected for this 52 Topps landscape card. Smiling and swinging on a sunny day.
not a lot of people in the crowd at the time. Maybe that's during batting practice or
You
something.
can see the stands, yeah. Great. Still get the marquee border. And it is an SGC 2.5 tuxedoed card. It's beautiful. I love the look of it.
So, going back to the type of player he was, actually in the 1954 World Series, they swept the Indians, and he ended up hitting 389 in the World Series. So, again, that year, 54, he was on fire. He hit 342 in the regular season, finished second to Willie Mays for the batting title, and
Really?
ended up hitting 389 in the World
His teammate.
Series. Yeah, his teammate. Yeah, exactly. So he had a lot to do with the 54 team. It wasn't just Willie Mays, obviously. This guy had a huge impact in that team.